Wurundjeri and Boonwurrung people of the Kulin Nations, the traditional owners of the land on which we're gathered today. We pay our respects to the local people for allowing us to have our gathering on their land, and to their elders past, present and future. I've actually gone through, the attendee list for today, and I was really impressed with the diversity of the people in the room tonight, and I just wanted to sort of bring that to your attention as well. As well as students who are interested in entrepreneurship at Deakin, we've got investors from Scale Investment and Impact Investment Group, managers from EY and other professional firms, teachers from Wesley College and Xavier, senior stakeholders from across Deakin, and our fabulous Vice Chancellor, our CFO, and the Dean of Students, Bernie Marshall. We've also got startup ecosystem peak bodies such as Startup Victoria in the room. So I think it's really great we've been able to get such diversity in the room. I want to have a special thank you for a few people who helped build SPARK Deakin to where it's at today. One of those is Chris Thompson. He's no longer with the university after I think about 7 to 8 years here, but he was very involved in the foundations, and he still remains as a mentor, which is fantastic. As well as Bretland Bailey, who was involved in the foundations as well, and remains very helpful to this day. I think tonight shows us the incredible diversity in the startup ecosystem, which is incredible. I want to talk a little bit about how we selected tonight's teams. We really look for founders before we look at the startups, and we're looking for founders who are obsessed with making things better and solving problems. We want them to be coachable, and we want them to be sort of relentlessly persistent at what they're doing. And most importantly, we want them to align with our values of generosity, commitment, hard work, and passion. And that's the teams you'll be seeing today. And this year we're backing 10 teams that have 19 ambitious founders. Each of these teams gets access to 6 months of space here upstairs. They get mentorship and they get free legal advice for the Venture Law Clinic. This year we also had about a 1-week intensive for them where we flew in one of our fabulous alumni, Saba Karim, who heads up pipeline for Techstars. So he took them through a 1-week sort of transformative startup intensive. And we also had the head of operations for Airbnb tune in from Canada, and people from Tesla tune in to share their insights, which is really exciting to do. Oh, it's working now. I wanted to quote a report some of you might have read around Startup Genome, which is one of the most extensive startup reports done for Melbourne, which launched last month, where they said, Melbourne is investing heavily in building a startup ecosystem that will generate a new foundation for economic prosperity. The results so far indicate that Melbourne is leading Australia into this new economic future. And on that note, I'm really excited today for the first time. We've got a number of, statistics we'd like to share with you. So since our first accelerator cohort in 2016, this is our third round, we've supported 46 founders who have launched 20 startups. There's about 16,000 users and about 11,299 customers collectively, and just under $3 million of revenue across these startups, and they've created about 113 jobs. And that's our flagship accelerator program. And on that note, I'd like to hand over to our brilliant Vice Chancellor, Jane.
Thank you. You've heard from all of our startups today. I want to commend them on the quality of their pitches. They've been working incredibly hard and being grilled by Mary, who's been helping coach them as well. So another round of applause for them. As you know, this is just the start of the journey. So these guys have just started about a month ago. We are going to have a demo date about November, where you'll get to see what they managed to accomplish over the next 6 months. I'm really excited to be working with these guys over the next 6 months, and I'm really looking forward to their progress. For now, we asked all the teams to have an ask from you guys. One of the things we really want to build, and what's at the core of our program, is the way I like to describe this is a notion of seva. It's actually a word in Sanskrit and in Punjabi, and it means selfless service, and it means that you give before you take. So if there's any way that you think you can assist or help the startups, get in touch with them. The response might be a little delayed because in the past we've had quite a few people get in touch, which they really appreciate. So if there's any of their asks that you can address, or there's someone you can introduce them to, that would be fantastic. I'd now like you guys to welcome to stay on for the next, till about 8 o'clock. We're going to be having nibbles and drinks outside, and there'll also be some cake. If you want that, get out there. Thank you so much.